Welcome back with some more Teddy Matt. Back again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Any comments you can send over to ttmscomments@gmail.com. Okay, we'll get right into it because I ain't showing no videos. I'm going to talk to you. Now, the ultimate Uno reverse on politicians and judges, because we need to do this. And I hope that the Trump administration, somebody from the Trump administration, rake this idea across the desk, because I could be the ultimate troll. So, and I like Trump's way of trolling people, so I think this would be a helpful idea to the Trump administration. You know, this is a response to all these politicians who keep lobbying for these illegals and all these different people, criminals, to be remaining in our communities, and these judges that keep releasing them into society, knowing these people shouldn't be out, 25, 26, 35 different arrests, charges, and they still just keep churning them back out in the community because it don't affect them. So, ultimate Uno reverse card is this. See, here's what I say do. I would get a PAC going, right? A PAC is where, a bunch of people put money in for a certain purpose, right? I would secretly talk to a bunch of billionaires I know, millionaires, whatever, this on board, what I'm trying to do. I'm like, okay, we're going to stick it to these politicians, these judges. And here's how we're going to do it, since they want illegal so bad. And we're going to give them firsthand, experience. What you do is you get about maybe a few $1 billion together. And with super rich people, it shouldn't be too hard to get a couple $1 billion together. What you do is you have somebody bird dog all these neighborhoods where these politicians live, especially these judges and all this other stuff. Buy up the houses. If it's 5 houses in a neighborhood, buy them up. There's 10 houses available in the next neighborhood. Find all these politicians: Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries. What's that piece of crap that's been in for I don't know how long, and this dude ain't never accomplished nothing, but his mouth is always running. What's that? Bernie Sanders. All these different people who keep allocating for this, AOC, all these people talking about foreign is good, and we need the people to come over and do their work. And okay, well, guess what? I would say secretly buy up all the available houses in their gated communities they live in, next door, down the street, around the corner, in their neighborhood. And I will fill those houses with illegals. Fill them up. Let them stay there for free. So they can't say, well, you got to get zoned for a halfway, for some type of, transitional house or whatever, halfway house, whatever you want to call it. It's not zoned for that. Well, we didn't turn it into a halfway house. We just bought some houses, since y'all like illegal so much, and we just let them stay there for free. Pay the electric bill up for the whole, pay the electric bill, everything. And we'll see how fast illegals stay in this country. And don't sell the houses. I'm talking about fill a house to capacity with the worst of the worst. Fill one house with all Trinidad Aragua, fill another house with the Taliban, fill another house with all these different terrorist groups. Fill a house with all these people right next door to all these people where they live. The judges too. The judges that release these people and want to play like there's some type of woke advocate or whatever, instead of enforcing the law of the land and doing what the hell they're supposed to do, what they were elected or hired to do, or whatever. They want to go on their own little personal agenda. This is how much they like living with their illegals, because I already know they're not. Because it's a girl already on YouTube now, and she stands out there and talk about them. She'll lure them into a conversation, and then as soon as she gets to the point where she say, "Well, I'm glad you all for it, because this guy right here, he's an illegal. ICE looking for him, and he needs somewhere to live. And if you can you take him home with you, and he can he live with you?" You should see how they backpedal. Boy, you'd think it was Michael Jackson doing the backslide. You understand? They back away from that joint. they backslide off that. So I would say, since they want them so bad, buy up every single house where these judges, they keep releasing these people into society, all these politicians, buy up every house around them. So when they go in the grocery store, they see them. When they start stealing their house, stealing their cars, jacking them for their house, jacking them for their cars, putting guns in their face, robbing them, doing home invasions, making them feel unsafe, let them feel the heat too. Put that money to work. Shit, a billionaire, you can leverage some stuff and get about shit. You ain't got to do it for all of them. Find you the three main, Boasberg, Big Head, Bama Boasberg. Find out all the vacant houses around his area that's for sale and put a bunch of illegals in that joint. All these woke judges that keep releasing these gang members and stuff and trying to fight with immigration, release them into their neighborhoods. Buy them little beat up buckets, old Honda Accords or whatever, old Toyota Camrys, and let them be the eyesore of the neighborhood. Buy them everything, give them their starter pack, buy them everything they need to better survive in that neighborhood, and every week have groceries delivered to the house through Instacart or wherever. And just let them live. I guarantee you that ain't gonna last long at all, player. Okay? It ain't gonna last long at all. The reverse Uno, they ain't gonna like it. They ain't gonna like it at all. They're not gonna want to come outside where they're used to watering their grass and their grandkids and their kids playing out in the street and having a good time. And now you got to worry because you got some gang member, Trinidad Aragua, 10 of them living in a house down the street. Let's see how you like that. I got Uno reverse for a lot of stuff. You know how they always pushing abortions on black women and making it their main thing. Oh, you got to get an abortion. You got to kill your kid. It's your right to kill your kid up to the 9th month. The 9th month, you can do it. If you change your mind at the last second, you can do it. You want me to tell you the best way to get Democrats to backpedal on that abortion crap? Tell them to tell the migrants, the illegal aliens, and all of them to start having abortions. They'll lose their mind over that. Start pushing abortions and telling Spanish women and all these different foreigners, go kill your baby, go get an abortion. They will shut that down so quick, it will make your head swim. Because I ain't never in my life seen nobody pull an abortion bus up to the DNC in my life until Kamala Harris had Slut Bucket up in there shaking her fishy twat. You got all these devil-filled evil women out here telling you all the wrong stuff to do. And you know why? The influence. So what we're going to do is, that's how you get them to backpedal on abortions. Start pushing it on the migrants. Tell them that now you can't have no babies. Now you need to get an abortion and kill your kid and push your man out the house. That's the best thing to do for you. And we'll see how fast that turns around. It's going to turn around pronto. They're not going to want that to happen. They're just trying to get rid of you. They bring all these people in to replace your butt. But you so busy thinking the master love you. I don't get it. I mean, I just don't get a black Democrat, period. I mean, that just blows my mind. With all the information on Democrats and them being, they're the ones who invented and formed the KKK to go out and terrorize black people out of voting. But how you get to be a Democrat? When they introduced the welfare, when they put the destroy the black family plan in motion on overdrive, That's what they started resorting to. And they knew the women was going to take the money over the men because the men was beat down so bad. A lot of them went to the service, came home. You seen that movie with my man Lorenz Tate, Dead Presidents? That was true for a lot of people. They go over there, fight for the country, they come home, they can't even get a job in the damn grocery store. You know, man frustrated. He don't want to go out there and be like everybody else and do crime and stuff, whatever. He's just trying to be a normal guy and take care of his family. And how you think that's going to happen when ain't no jobs? So y'all talk crap about Trump before. Black jobs, you talking about black jobs. That's so racist, black jobs. But hey, shit, back in my day when you go in Popeyes, KFC, McDonald's, or different places, whatever, man, you seen Americans working there. When you come in there, you could talk to somebody. I remember when I was with the electrician union. Man, it were days I come to work, I ain't hear one word of English all day, bro. I mean, one time I was on a job site and the foreman they had on there couldn't speak one word of English. This dude I couldn't even communicate with the foreman on my job. I mean, all they had was a bunch of foreigners in there. And they replacing you, bro. That's why a lot of these youngins, they have no skills. Because where they gonna apply it? Because once one of these Spanish dudes or whoever been in there long enough and they start trusting them and give them a little job to have some little say so, they're gonna push you out and they're gonna pull another Spanish dude in. It's like I used to watch it at the union. I watched this dude on the job, Artemio. I say his name. I ain't scared to say his name. Period. You know who you are. I mean, I caught this dude so many times up in the corner on his cell phone, crunched down, talking to the office, telling on people. Oh, he not working. You know, like that thing you see on that. Oh, Mr. George, how much you pay for this guy? That's that dude in real life. I seen him do it with my own two peepers, man. That's what they do. They get on the job and they railroad everybody else out. And the next thing you know, you got dudes who've been to school to be electricians and stuff. They can't even get a goddamn job because of all these people in the way. And I think they need to start penalizing the people who hire them. Start putting cuffs on them, lock them up. Pay a fair wage to an American. Stop being so damn greedy and pay a fair wage to an American. It's tomorrow, Jasmine Crockett, low IQ tomorrow. Oh, you can't pay us, pick no cotton. It might not be traditionally picking cotton. Today, it might equate to a different type of profession that will maybe it be equal to the fact that all the labor involved of being picking cotton or whatever. But those jobs, this is our country. Those jobs are for us. And then they got them voting. People don't understand. They think, oh, it's just one person. Oh, it's ain't really nobody voting. Yes, the hell they are voting. And what you don't understand is when you go down there, let's say when you went down there to vote for Barack Obama, and I know most of y'all did it because I did it the first time too. I was stupid. I didn't do the research on the guy. But the second time, he didn't get me with the Mickey the second time because I knew who he was at that point. But when he first got in there, whole different situation. You know, this is, you know, I sometimes I just don't know what to say, man, because, you know, everything's so upside down, ass backwards, man. You know, and it's to the point now we got so many people in power that are just brain dead and ass backwards, and they just don't have the country's best interests at heart, period. And all they do is just destroy stuff in front of you and gas you up and make you think it's for the best. And it's not. Taxing you to hell and back is not good for you. And that's what look at what's been going on around the country. Do your research. Everywhere where Democrats in control, taxes and crime is through the roof. And all they do is steal from you. Steal your tax dollars and spend them what the hell they want to spend it on. Look at all these people, mayors and people getting caught up spending lavish money on lavish trips and Maybachs and G-Wagons and all this other stuff and living in big goofy houses with your money. Now back to your vote. Now let's say you're going in there to vote for Barack Obama, right? To get your dude in there. But then some illegal that ain't supposed to be voting come in and vote for the other person. That cancels out your vote. Your vote ain't mean nothing. Your voice didn't mean nothing in your own country, dog. Because you don't think it's a problem that all these people are here voting and eating your lunch. Okay? And it's just, look, I had another troll too of how you can get Democrats to go totally against abortion overnight. I guarantee you that I could get in 24 hours have Democrats saying no to abortion. They'd be the ones in the front line trying to outlaw it. You know what my angle of that is? Is this. You know how they try to come and drop their anchor baby. Once they drop a baby, they out of here. I mean, once they get a baby, it's a wrap. You can't get them out of here. Because then they start falling in that gray area where this kid is American citizen. No, they're not. In reality, they're not. You're a paperwork American based on what somebody put in some paperwork or whatever. But to be an American, you have to have lineage to this land. My mother, I remember back in the 70s, my mother went and did the whole complete investigation on my mother's side of the family and my father's side of the family. Guess what my mother found out? Nobody traced back to Africa. Couldn't find an African nowhere. Found out that my mother's family members fought in every war this country has ever had. And the records for my family go back to the beginning, before they even start taking all this information on finding out who's here, whatever. We was here before all that. We was here before the so-called Europeans came to take over. When they came over and talked to the first people, they talked to my people. Okay? And on my father's side too. Can't find nobody in Africa. Nobody. Came up with Sioux and Blackfoot Indian on my father's side. And Comanche and Cherokee on my mother's side. That's what they came up with. Okay? Don't have no African and don't want no African. Okay? Because they don't like me and I don't really care for them either based on my experiences. They ain't got nothing to do with being biased against nobody. This is based on my personal experiences dealing with Africans head on. And we just don't click. Okay? Do your thing, I do mine, but don't claim me and I ain't gonna claim you. Okay? Now, back to how you can get these Democrats to go against abortion overnight is this. You put a rule in place that says if a woman is here on a visa or whatever, she's trying to migrate here, whatever, if she gets pregnant before her citizenship has been solidified, immediate deportation. Immediately. Okay? And you have to check in every 4 to 6 months. So which means if she walk out of there after that check-in in January and got pregnant that night, by the time she came back again in 4 months or 6 months, she'll be pregnant. She won't have no baby. She'll still be pregnant. It'd still be time to get her out of the country before she dropped the anchor baby. And the only other option to that is, if you don't want to leave the country, you have to get an abortion. Mandate that they have to get an abortion if they want to stay here. But if you get pregnant and you're not a citizen, immediately you get deported. Immediately. No questions asked. You got to go. So she get pregnant in January and she come in there in June for the check-in and she about 5 months pregnant, still enough time to get her out. Have ICE on standby. When she come in there for the check-in and she pee on that strip and it turn plus and she pregnant, ICE gonna take her in custody right there on the spot and get her up out of here. And you can go have your baby back in your country, not here. Now, if you want to stay here and you don't want to get deported, you have to go in for an immediate abortion. Immediately. No waiting, no week later, no time to look. You want this abortion today or not? If you don't want it today, we're going to start processing you and get you up out of here. Now, if you want the abortion, we're going to walk you over here and we're going to get that taken care of. Okay? We're not going to have no all this. Oh, we got to go to court now and a judge got to get involved. None of that. No. They need to bake that in to the requirements of coming here on any type of visitor visa, tourist visa, work visa, whatever it is. You get pregnant, your ass out of here. Bottom line. And the only way to stay is to get an abortion. And now you know the need to want to stay here is going to be much greater. So them abortions are going to start skyrocketing because them women ain't going to want to get it, and they're not going to want to go back to their country and have that baby. They're going to want to stay here. So that's the best way to do it. Tell them, look, you got two choices. Instant deportation, so you can go back to your country and have your baby where it's supposed to be had at, or you can get an abortion right here today. What you going to do? Man, the Democrats will lose their goddamn mind. Oh, it's inhumane and unconstitutional for you to have abortion. You can't do that. You can't kill a baby. Well, their minds will change real quick. Their whole tune will change just like a jukebox in a juke joint. For the next quarter in, they're going to change and they're going to play that song until the cows come home. But, you know, these Democrats, you know, it's not enough to you know, they're not doing enough to really hold their feet to the fire and put the rubber to the road on these people. Because it couldn't be me. Because if I was sitting next to Trump vice president, I'd be like, hey, I got an idea. What's that? Let's go buy up all these houses in Chuck Schumer neighborhood, Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama, all these people who push for this stuff, the judges, the woke judges, and let's buy up all the houses in their neighborhood, all in their area. So all they see is this riffraff floating through their neighborhood every day until they get tired. Until they get tired. Okay? And move even more of them in. If the house is a 10-bedroom mansion, have 20 people in there. Because you can put 2 people in a room. And convert the basement or make sure you buy one with a guest house. Fill that joint to capacity with illegals. Buy them a bunch of raggedy cars. Here, 82 Corolla for you, 86 Camry for you, 89 Honda Accord for you. And you have to keep these cars. That's part of the whole thing. If you want a nicer car, you got to move out and pay your own bills. Okay? And as soon as they make that decision to move out and guess what? ICE gonna help them move. Not out the house, out the country. Straight up out of here. You know, this is ridiculous. This is straight up ridiculous at this point. You know, this is just too much. Too much. You know, we got enough going on in the Black community than to be running around here trying to get involved in all this stuff. And for real, if people really did their research and they had 2 brain cells to think with, they will understand how important this is for Trump to get these people out of here, and how much they are really, really putting you at a disadvantage. Because when they bring these people in, they don't put them in these other neighborhoods. That's why I say put them over there. When they start first bringing these illegals in, man, and they ship them up to Martha's Vineyard, shit, they ain't even get off the bus. And white people say, hell no, you're not doing it up here. You better take them up out of here. And they was adamant about it. They was ready to represent. They were ready to throw hands. You better not get off this bus. And the footage should still be out there with them people standing around that bus. They wouldn't leave that bus for nothing. Then people said, nah, you're not coming up in here. But they'll send them up in your neighborhood and terrorize you. So what people need to do is get a pack, and then everybody donate to that joint. And it won't take much to get up enough money to go scoop these houses up. Be like BlackRock out this joint. Go buy all the damn houses. Be like Zillow out this joint. Go and buy all the property you can buy, and move as many illegals in that joint as you can, and you're gonna see how the whole tune change with these Democrats and all this illegal crap. And with the abortion thing, put that in place. Sneak that in there. That every 6 months they got to come check in, 4 to 6 months, whatever. You know, either way, they still gonna be pregnant by the time you catch them, and you have time to get them out. But every 4 months, every 6 months, whatever, it's nowhere in the world they can drop an anchor baby, because they're gonna still be pregnant. They can't slip. And guess what? If they miss their 6 month check-in or their 4 month check-in, instant deportation. No questions asked. Because you're trying to slip us a Mickey. Especially if you find out that she's pregnant and she's trying to duck out on you. Nope. We're going to put the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, whoever we need to put on you to get you in custody. And as soon as we see you, I don't care if you drive down the street, if you're at the red light in a car, put it in park. We're not going to pull it. We're going to leave the car in the middle of the street in park, running for somebody else. Call somebody, tell them to come get your car, because you out of here. Okay? Get her up out of here ASAP. Because this whole thing about them using the 14th to keep justifying these anchor babies had nothing to do with, let me tell you something. The 14th had nothing to do with immigration, period. Had nothing to do with people coming in the country. The 14th Amendment was to protect the rights of the citizenship of freed slaves. Newly freed slaves, to make sure that they had the same rights and protections and level of citizenship as everybody else. Had nothing to do with some wayward woman sneaking across the border, dropping off her baby up in here, and tomorrow magically everybody is an American citizen at that point. Because you got to learn first. You got to speak the language, and it's just crazy how many people they say that are U.S. citizens and they don't have no idea of how to communicate. I was in the store the other day. I go in this store quite often. And, you know, the lady friendly, she cool, but she don't really speak no English. But I didn't know she didn't really speak English, because usually when I say, hey, thank you, whatever, she nod her head and she act like she understand. But one particular day I went in there and I asked her, how was her day going? I said, well, how's your day going? Everything good? It's been busy today? She's like, she couldn't understand. I mean, she was faking it the whole time. You know, I guess she saw my friendly face and I was saying something positive. So she smiled and said, you know, something positive back or whatever, you know, not so much to the point where I can understand that she didn't really understand. She wasn't really speaking English, because I'm on the move. I ain't standing there trying to book nobody. I'm on the move and get my stuff and get the hell out of there. But that one particular time I went in there, my stuff wasn't ready. So I had a few minutes to talk, and wasn't no talking. That woman couldn't even speak to me, and we couldn't even have a decent conversation. Okay. Now, how strange it is standing there and be talking to a woman and she touching your arm and smiling in your face and trying to get all close to you, and you understand what the hell she's saying. It could have been an opportunity to smash. I would have never known. Even though I can pick up a body language and tell when I go in there, you know, way she be acting towards me. If I put the press on her, I probably could get it. But I ain't thinking about that right now. You know, because women gonna come with the money, so I ain't worried about that. I'm focused on paper, you know. But anyway, that's my ultimate on the reverse. If anybody from the Trump administration listen, anybody know the Trump administration, anybody know any way to get this to him, get this video to President Trump and put these ideas in his head. Because I would love to see Chuck Schumer go out front or go out back on his fake barbecue grill like he cooking something, and he look over in the next yard and he see 50 illegals in the backyard blasting the music and drinking and acting crazy and throwing shit in his yard and doing those goofy shit that they do. I would love to see Nancy Pelosi panicking with all these illegals living next to her and driving up and down the street, speeding up and down the street and breaking in her shit. I would love to see it. Okay. Give them a taste of their own stuff. See, that's the reason why they keep doing it, because they don't experience the backlash from it. All they hear is the people complaining, but they don't see it for themselves. Hit them on the reverse. Also, keep that too in mind. Point number 2. Every 6 months you check in. You pregnant, you got to go immediately. It ain't no 30 days to talk about it, no running the clock out, and then you had a baby here and then we got to go through hell and more hurdles. No, the second that they say that you're pregnant, you either going for an abortion or you going out the country. What you going to do? You know, throw some of this stuff back at these Democrats, man. You came out the gate with throwing so much stuff at them, they couldn't even get this up together. They still ain't caught up yet. Give them some more homework. Since they want to run behind everything that you say and do, give them something to run behind. Start letting these people wake up and see the downside of their horrible decisions in their own neighborhoods. And guess what? You ain't gonna have the houses long. I mean, shit, maybe a few months, and then they're gonna cave, because they're not gonna want to see no Trinidad Aragua living in no house next to them. Especially you got 20 or 30 members living up in there. They're not gonna want to deal with that. And as soon as they start breaking in their houses and shit start coming up missing and stuff start happening in their neighborhoods, they're gonna start rethinking that big time. Okay. And that abortion thing, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Because you hit them with the abortion thing, they're gonna start definitely going against abortion. So anything that you for, they automatically gonna be against it. So I would say, hey, like I've been thinking about this abortion thing, and abortion does have a place. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna explain to you what this new abortion bill is, and then break it down to them. You illegal, work visa, tourist visa, whatever. If you're not no real citizen, no real American, and you get pregnant, when you come for your check-in, you gotta go. Plain and simple. And if not, you're gonna get that abortion. Now you want to do it. Now, guess what the Democrats gonna say? Oh, they're trying to break up families. They're trying to tear families apart. They want to kill unborn children. I guarantee it. So all you gotta do is be for it, Trump, and they're gonna be against it. So just say you for the abortion and see what they say. Because they're that stupid. They're that driven by evil and stupidity that you can control them. Just like the old saying go. The one who infuriates you control you. So you can control them fools. Look how they went out their way to just keep all these lies going. Brain dead. Now we've heard, now I know I personally have heard and researched and saw that the Epstein files, that you were in there in the beginning of associating with him, but once you found out this dude was a creepy weirdo after he came to Mar-a-Lago and you kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, you ain't had no more dealings with the dude. Okay, the dude been in bed with Democrats ever since. Hakeem Jeffries be calling this dude, begging him for money. Obama done went and hung out on the island with him. Bill Clinton in the hot tub would look like about a 9-year-old girl. Creepy Joe, daughter, wrote her in her diary that Creepy Joe used to touch her private areas when she was taking a bath and freaking on her. And y'all got the nerve to call this man a pedophile. They never pedophile nobody I ever heard of. All that weak stuff y'all talking about pedophile, that's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Y'all can't come up with no receipts. All y'all do is just run y'all mouth. You know, and the thing that infuriates me is that, you know, I believe in call a spade a spade. If you messed up, I don't care who you are, we're gonna call it out. And if you good peoples, we're gonna call it out too. And that's the thing that pissed me off about Jesse Jackson. And I understand clearly why he didn't go to Jesse Jackson's funeral. I wouldn't have went either. And it had nothing to do with racism, which people want to say racism. Had nothing to do with that. It had to do with when somebody cross you and they don't have your back when you had their back. Okay? Fuck them. Okay? Fuck them. Okay? That's what I say. You know, this man, Jesse Jackson, was an ungrateful mother scorchy. You understand? Because the way he sat back and let people just portray Trump as a racist and say all this stuff, and he not even step in and speak none of his truth, that really disappointed me. And it really turned me off to Jesse Jackson. I wasn't really a fan of him anyway, because I knew he was full of shit. But it really turned me off to him. Because you're going to stand there and let them people call that man a racist, knowing that how much that man helped you out throughout the years, gave you free office space, was the main contributor and backed you up during your presidential run in 84. I was around in 84. I remember when Jesse Jackson ran for president. And I remember who was standing right next to him and who was giving him all that damn money, and it was Donald Trump. And I just don't understand how y'all keep saying this man racist. When Jennifer Hudson family got massacred, ask her who stepped in and took her in and took care of her to help her get through her hard time. Trump. If you look back at the Michael Jackson trial, every time Michael Jackson had a court case, Donald Trump always sent his limo to come pick him up and take him to court, and he was with him. Look at the old tapes and see who was with Michael Jackson when he go to court. Trump. Talk to Mike Tyson and ask him who helped him get back on his feet after he damn near went broke. Who looked out for him? Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, all these different people that Trump been in the trenches with and gave money to and helped out and helped them get to where they are now, and all of them just sat on their hands and act like they ain't hear nothing when they talk about this man like a dog. Now, if he was really what they say he is, then I would be the first one to say it. Okay, because I ain't nobody's fan. I'm just fair and balanced. And if you messed up, I'm gonna say you messed up. If you good peoples, I'm gonna say that too. Even if I don't like you, if you got good qualities about you, I'm gonna admit, I'm gonna give you your props. It don't take nothing for me to tell you that, to admit that somebody is good or bad at something. Why take a person flowers? I don't want nobody to take my flowers. But for all the people out here who think that Trump is all this racist, do your homework, man. All these people who think that the Democrat Party is our party, do your homework, man. Because the Republican Party was started after the Civil War by black men. Because the Democrats didn't want them to vote. The Democrats were still trying to enslave the black people and still was trying to disenfranchise them. They said, hell with it, we start our own thing. And they had help other people too. You know, I'm not saying it was just a bunch of black dudes but they were the brains behind the operation. They the ones who set the whole thing in motion. Okay, Republican Party, it was started by blacks. No matter what you think. But see, I know the real facts because I do the research. I educate myself. I don't sit back and let nobody put no battery in my back and gas me up and have me out looking stupid and saying stuff that really ain't true. And for the people who think that the Democrat Party, our party, you part of the problem. Because even if you think that, if you can look and see what their value system is now and you still want to go along with it, something wrong with you, player. Something wrong with you. If you want kids killed and you want little kids and also too you want little minor children to have to be chemically castrated before you with boys being chemically castrated and turn into girls before they even get one shot of a coochie in their whole life. They didn't have enough life experience. They don't even know if they even like women or like coochie or whatever. Kids say all type of stupid stuff. My daughter said she was Japanese when she was little. This anime cartoon she used to watch, she'd be standing in front of the TV singing in this broken Japanese, and she thinks she know, and she thinks, and she telling me, Daddy, I'm Japanese. I'm like, okay. And now when I say stuff to her, my daughter almost 30, she'd be falling out laughing. Like, and first time, I didn't really remember that, Daddy, but after you said something, I do remember now. I did say I was Japanese. Kids are just children, man. They have that type of mentality and imagination, and this mind just, they may want hamburgers and French fries when you ask them before they go to school. They come home, they want hot dogs and beans. You're gonna go on what a child say, and you're supposed to be an adult. You're supposed to be the one to make the difference to tell them that they delusional and explain to them what a man and what a boy and what a woman and what a girl is. Not fetal dysfunction. But we got a lot of mentally ill people out here right now. That's why I say make asylums great again. That's my MAGA. Make asylums great. Make asylums great again. We got too many crazy ass people out here. And we need to do something, man, because this is ridiculous. But that's my time. That's my own reverse. It went over a little more than I wanted to, but hey, it is what it is. So Trump, if you happen to see this at any point, I'd like to see you troll him. I know you got the paper, and I know you can get the paper up to do it. And if I see anything like that happen, I know you seen my video. And with that, I'm out of here. Until next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again. I'm out. I was trying to find some music. Let me see. I'll go back to some old music I used to play. I like this one. I might write a little short rap to this. I ain't gonna do nothing now with it. But y'all have a good day. See you next time.